Good afternoon, everyone. It's Tanya of CuteNCuddlyNursery. I have, oops. Okay, let me see if I'm sitting in the right spot for this. There we go. I have Charlotte by Laura Lee Eagles, and I've given her that just born look. She is quite sunburnt looking, but I am loving how she's looking. This is her belly plate. She doesn't quite match her belly plate because I did the veining more, and her mommy said not to do that with the rest of her, so I didn't, and so now she is a little different looking, but that's okay. I'm gonna do a like a more of a, like a depth layer that'll add definition to her skin tone and hopefully make it look more like her belly plate. So I've already mixed up some yellow here, and so I've just put in this is Naples Yellow Hue, and I'll show you compared to the yellow ochre. So this is the yellow ochre and the hue, so this is a lighter, much lighter yellow, where the yellow ochre is more like a golden-y. Oh, this is more golden-y. I don't know, it's more towards bronze, I guess, the yellow ochre. Anyhow, and I added a little bit of Titan Buff as well. I usually use this for tipping the nails, but I wanted a little bit more, a lighter yellow, so I lightened it with that. Also added just a little droplet of retarder, and then I filled the dish, well, most of the way, with this high flow medium, and it is very liquidy. It will lighten your paints. It will make your reds like a more of a pinky, which is fine. I did this fuchsia color on her, which I did mix this Nuffle, I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, I mixed this darker red with some burnt umber. This is my tube of burnt umber because I didn't have it in the bottles at the time. This will last me years because I barely use any. And so then I mixed the retarder and the high flow, and I got this like fuchsia-y color. So if you don't put as much of the high flow, you get an actual like deep red. Sorry, I need a drink. It is hot today. I'm having a Western family. This is like bubbly, if you've seen it. There's no sugar or anything in it. It's just like flavored seltzer water, I guess you call it, club soda flavored. I love these actually. This is my second year and a half of, second year, yeah, 2.5 years of doing, no, second year, 1.5, no, I don't know. But anyway, second year of keto. And I started on bubbly, and then other, companies have come out with it, their own versions. It's a bit cheaper. It's still like $7 here for 12, so it's a little expensive, but it's good for your health. Okay, so here's the sponge I'm going to be using to apply the layers. I'll start with her face. Now I always start, I make sure there's no creepy crawlies in there because I'm going to be sticking my hand in her head and I don't see anything. Okay, so I've just placed 2 fingers inside on the back of the head, and then I start here. Like I said, I always, if you've watched any tutorials, they always say to start at the back of the head, which I completely agree with because you don't usually see the back of the head if there's any issues. That's a little spot of dry paint. So I just want to really blend the paint in. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's a little hair here. that I did get my sponge ready with water. I just dip it in, rinse it out, and then it becomes, is it porous enough? I don't know what to proper, but anyway, to where it can hold, excuse me, the paint. So that's what I did with this one as well. But you want to get a lot of the water out of this so that it will absorb the paint really well as well. So then I like to do the top of the head. I hope I'm in frame with this. I always try to like position the camera really well before starting the video. Now I like to dab the forehead and everything first because she is gonna have rooted hair. So, you know, if some dry stuff in here. Okay. So, if it dries, it's not so bad on top of the head because, like I said, it's just gonna be rooted. But at the front of the head isn't good. I like to rinse the sponge quite a bit. Okay, so I don't want to dab too much because then it'll just take all of that off and then you won't be able to see any of the definition that we just added in. Okay, so you can kind of see that it's added some definition to the forehead. Is this, oh, I will definitely watch this before I upload it, and I'm hoping that it looks good. I want to go over her eyes a little as well. But I'm thinking she looks really good. I'm happy with her like coloring. I still think she needs a bit more veining though. Just to match her belly plate. I'm just lightly, I don't know if you can hear or see, but I'm just lightly going over another hair. I should have tweezers over here. I have some at my silicone table, but not my vinyl table. She's a little bit more here because I can't see any difference. I'm trying to get her to look like the actual Charlotte. I might be holding her too high, I'm sorry. By Laura Lee Eagles. So, my tablet isn't working very well or very good, so I haven't been using it, but I have my laptop over there, so I usually bring it up on my laptop. But I think she's looking really good. I need to work on her lips more. They're kind of blandy looking. I keep wanting to hold her up here, but I should hold her down. Maybe if I bring out the camera a bit more, then I can hold her. However, a little speck. And she needs more color in her ears as well. I think I'm going to add a little bit. I'm just blotting my brush into the sponge that I was using. So we do want a little bit of that yellow in her ear as well. So I'm just going to blot with the sponge, and then I have a dry brush. This poor thing has been through everything, and so I'm just going to blot And there's a hair. There we go. And I'm going to do the same. I have a black spot on me. I think it fell off. I think it's just dry paint. There's paint everywhere. I mean, it's dry paint though. Like, and most of the time it's coming off of a paintbrush that has gotten wet and is flaking. Okay, so like I said, she definitely, she used more color on her ear too, I think. I like to hold them upside down to see them in different lighting, right? So, just to make sure. And she won't be shiny like this when I'm done. Just for now, she's shiny. Let me grab one of her arms here. I'll paint one of her arms next. So here she is compared to an arm. I don't know if you can tell that there's not really any depth in her arm. Right now it's kind of like all one color looking. So that's why I add this yellow color, because it will add some depth. I can't remember the word that I used before. But yeah, it's got little things stuck to her. Unfortunately, this if you add too much retarder, it does take a lot longer. I'm dripping paint everywhere. It takes a lot longer for the paint to dry if you use a lot of retarder. So that's why I went from using a pea size down to like a really tiny drop. So lesson learned. Only a tiny drop. Okay, so now I want to blend the dry sponge. It's good to have long nails to get those little specks off. I do want to color the hands a bit as well. So I don't want, like, you know, the rest of her looking dark and then the hands being really pale. I think I just went over her head once too, so that's... I did this last night as well. So this is actually my third layer of this yellow, light yellow color on her. And I think it's looking good. I'll grab... Now you can kind of see some depth. And I like this Just Born look as well. I know not a lot of people are a fan of it. Can you tell the difference? I don't know. Let me see. Because she's still kind of sticky. Yeah, okay. If I have them together like this, I can tell anyway that they're matching. Oh, sticking together too. So, I don't let any of these parts touch whatsoever. I don't know if I can. No, I can't. You won't be able to see it. I was gonna bring over, I'm gonna paint one of her legs now too. So this is one of the legs. Her little, cute little foot. If I can get it in frame. There we go. And I like how the color is coming out. It's not completely like some people. What am I doing? Some people will put like a bunch of blue in the middle, but I mean, there's not like a bunch of blue in the middle on our feet or hands. It's veining, so I put veining throughout the whole thing, and of course across the middle, but not a big glob of blue in the middle. So anyhow, that's one thing that I see with other artists. Like, don't just put a glob of blue in the middle. That's not what it's veining. So do the veining in throughout, you know. Okay, so I'm just gonna add And I do want to put some on the bottom of the foot as well. And then I just concentrate on the foot. I like to work in small areas, especially if it's like the foot or the hand, so the paint doesn't dry quickly. And then I also want to get those little toes. Blend, blend, blend. Get any of those paint spots off of there, so. Okay, that looks good. So I'm gonna rinse my sponge again. And then reload this sponge. I always stir it really well, just in case it separates. And then I'm just gonna work on the bottom portion of the leg here. And then try to get in to the backs of the legs. And there are little like spots all over, but those little spots will dry and not be little spots anymore. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell, this part has the yellow and this doesn't. I'll flip it over. I don't know if you can tell that either, but there should be, you should be able to see the definition in this compared to this. So this looks kind of blah to me, but with that yellow adds more depth, and I just think it looks amazing. So, and I'm kind of like turning and twisting my sponge as I go along. I'm overlapping it like crazy anyway, so it doesn't probably matter, but you do kind of want to have a little bit of bending of the sponge so there's not exact pattern all over. Just trying to make sure I didn't touch the other side at all. A little bit of paint speck on there. Okay, so now both top and bottom leg look good. Look the same anyway. Alright, I'll grab the other leg and then we'll compare, because I didn't do anything to it yet. So I don't know if you can tell, but I hope so. The difference in the legs. There we go. Yeah, this one looks flat, and then this one's got the definition in it. So I'm really happy with how that leg's turning out. Let's just put that off to the side. Have another quick drink. That's not my favorite. This is Tangerine, or Blackberry Tangerine Fusion. It's not my favorite of them. I actually like one that's lemon lime. It tastes like Sprite without sugar, of course. But somehow it does have kind of like a sweet taste, but you have to kick pop. All like sugary. Like even Zevia. I won't drink Zevia because the stevia in it, even though it's sugar free, it does give me like brain fog all the time. So I stopped taking it and started drinking this one, and you can just get used to this as well. So it tastes like there's sugar in it, but there's not. It's kind of cool. Alright, so, and it's good to get the kids on and stuff too. Like my kids will drink it as well. But I do allow them to have a little Zevia, which is the pop with stevia as the sugar. Still not getting lots of carbs and stuff. I just do not want them to develop diabetes or anything, so, or seizures. Okay, so I've worked on the foot. looks good, except for that little paint speck. There we go. So now I'm gonna work on this part of the bottom part of the leg. Oh, it is beautiful here today, but it is hot. It's supposed to, I don't know what it is right now, but like when I checked this morning, it was 22 at 9:30, something like that, on my phone anyway. And then it said it was supposed to be 30 today, which is like 86 Fahrenheit. So it's not like as hot as some places get, but I don't know, here it feels hotter. I don't know. Normally we go to the US in July, but this year with the virus and everything, the borders closed to non-essential travel and whatnot, and so we did not get to go. So, but normally when we go, you know, it feels hot here. I'm used to it here. And so when we visit, as soon as you open the door, when you make it there, because they live, well, not south, but more south than we are, of course. They're in the US. Okay, so here's another leg. All done. And so we, yeah, when you open the door, it feels like you've opened an oven, the door to an oven. It just blasts you with heat. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell. I'm trying to position to where you can look at the legs together, but they should be the same. I do this even off camera, like swapping leg position. Oh, hold on. Okay, so this is a little different. I just realized I could put there's little openings here. This is a bottle drying rack. So anyhow, I put her belly plate up here because I wanted to see what she looked like with her body. So I think she's looking really good, except for, like I said, the veining. I like how you can see the veining in her belly plate, but her face, of course, you can't. So I'm just wondering about doing like a blue model. Maybe. I'm just gonna stick her back up there. And then we'll turn back over here. So I'm not really sure. Let me grab her belly plate and her head and see what they look like, because I haven't done another layer of the yellow on her belly plate yet. So I'm not sure if they match. I gotta position it all sorts of positions so I can see, right, if it matches or not. Like, I think she looks pretty good. Looks cute. It's just the veining, I think, that's not quite there. Because if you look at her belly plate and the rest of her, I think it's pretty close. Except for, like I said, it's you can see that blue veining in there, here and there. So I might go through and add just a little bit more, some light veining, and see if that helps a bit. I might do, I don't really know if I need a layer. We'll compare with the arm instead and see. Oh, I think I brought this out a little. There we go, too much. So let's try to fit her little arm in there and see how it looks. It's a little paint particle. There we go. I'm just trying to see if it matches and stuff. So this is one of those wraparound belly plates. So I think it matches up here, the coloring. So I think it looks pretty good. Like, I did do a bit more of the veining on the arms, so you can see some of her veining. I don't know if you can tell, but there is like a bit of texture on here. I put the primer on a little thick, so you kind of see it on the arms, but not as much as the belly plate. But I was like, oops, I didn't mean to do that. But I kind of like it. There's some hair on there. I think it looks pretty good. Or at least the belly plate. I think her belly plate looks really nice. And then also, I think I don't know, I really like this like skin tone. Is really nice for her. So I'm trying to make her look like the Just Born. Yeah, I think I do want to do a little bit of blue on the head just to get that to look more, you know, to look better. So I'm gonna wash my sponges and my water, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So fresh sponge, fresh water, and I want to use, this is the color that I use for veins. It's primary cyan. Here's the blue. I do have ultramarine blue. That's what I used in Genesis paints. There's the difference. But I find that the ultramarine is too dark and purpley, and this one is more of a like blue. So I try using it once in a while, the ultramarine, but I end up using this primary cyan the most. Let's dab my brush. This one's got a little bit of yellow in it, so I'm gonna use. And so I just used a drop of paint. So now I want to add in a little bit of the retarder and give it a little bit of a shake. And I'm just gonna, just like a teensy tiny, barely there kind of drop. There we go. I don't know if you can see that, but I didn't add very much. I'm gonna grab it. See, just a touch, not very much. And then I have my high flow medium, which is almost empty, barely any in there. I do have a brand new here, hasn't been opened. And I've also got another brand new, oops, got a bubble, retarder as well. So I'm gonna fill this up pretty good. And the color, you're gonna notice the color is gonna get lighter, which that happens, it's now like a sky blue instead of that deeper cobalt or whatever blue. So that's my blue now. It's like a sky blue instead. I'll bring it up closer. It's like a sky blue, baby blue, whatever you want to call it. Reminds me of an elephant. Why would that make me think of an elephant? I don't know. I was thinking about doing a model with it. Normally I do. See, here's my blue model sponge. I have another blue model sponge too. Oh. There we go. You can tell their colors are on there because I do use my sponges interchangeably. So that's why. Okay, so now I'm trying to think if I just want to go over her veins a little bit. So here's Charlotte, and she does have some veining but not very much. Like there's a little bit of blue. So I just kind of want to go over her veining a little. I can't even see it, so I don't know, of course, what it's gonna look like. I'm just kind of going in an area where I can see a little. Can you see that? Like it shows up kind of neon-y against these colors. A lot of people want to know when to do veining, and I think you can pretty much do it whenever. Like if you feel up to veining right away, go ahead, but you might lose your veining. There's a hair here I'm trying to pull off. And then, yeah, it's just kind of up to you when you want to do your veining. I'm just going to connect these two. Of course, the longer you leave it, the more it's going to dye the vinyl and be there. So, okay, so I don't know if you can see the veining or not, but it's just really subtle. I don't do like, I used to do really dark veining. I even lost in the blue undertones a bit, so I'm just gonna do like some quick. I like how this see, if you do the veining later, although if you do it early on it doesn't really matter, I guess, but it'll turn that nice like kind of purpley blue color that you see on some babies that the like prototype artists do, and it's pretty. Oh, and also I will add a bit of this blue to the lips as well, and it gives that nice purpley color that you see on the prototype artist babies as well. So I'm just gonna flip her over and add a bit of this blue to her top lip as well. So I don't let this sit very long, and then I just dab it off. If you can't get paint out of a spot, use another brush that's, people use mop brushes. I might have had mop brushes at one point. I don't know. Don't remember. It's been a while. I go through brushes quite a bit. Okay, so she's got a bit of veining there, and I'm going to add a little bit more over on this side too. Just make like wobbly lines. They don't have to be perfect. It will blend in. You just want to see like barely there. You shouldn't see a lot of veins. Just a little bit of color there is all you want. So, and I think I want to bring it down this one. There. Alright, so, and then I do want to put a little blue in the corners of the eyes. Not too much. It shouldn't look blue, it should look more purpley. Oh. Okay. This is difficult when it's like mirrored. She is super shiny right now. And I'm going to try just doing a little bit of blue across the nose there. There we go. She's shiny, and so she will be matted at the end. And I use, let me grab it really quick. So this is what I use for the skin texture, and I've tried it. This works really well. This is the soft body. There's a hard, and then there's a heavy, I think, or a heavy and an extra heavy. I haven't tried those. I got this one, and the only bad thing, like right now I'm working on my treasure head. She'll be a cuddle baby. when I used this to put for hair texture, it didn't dry completely transparent. As you can tell, it's a, you know, it turned out more of the opaque, so which is not good. But I'm gonna try mixing this with a little diatomaceous earth, and because it is a bit shiny, I'll tell you that it's shiny. Not super shiny, but there's shine to it, and I'd rather not have any shine if I can help it. I just want this one vein to show up a little bit more. Just so that it's, I don't want it dark, of course, but I just want it to, I want to see some of that blue to match. There we go. I want it to match the belly plate, right? That's the thing. Get it to match the belly plate. I love her though. If her mommy doesn't love her, I will sell this one and get her another kit. Because I think she is just gorgeous. I do think I need to add some of that yellow to the belly plate as well though. So I can do that really quick. But yeah, she's now matching. I don't think I can show. Can I bring it over maybe? There we go. So she is definitely matching like her belly plate more. I don't know if you can tell there. But with where I have her out of the sunlight or away from like the windows, right? Whoops, sorry. The window is right there. And then I have her sitting here. So normally I paint facing away from the window. I have my back to the window. And that way I have the sun over behind my shoulders and painting. So this is kind of odd for me. Okay, so I can't stop looking at this belly plate. Like I'll pick up the belly plate instead of her head. Most people pick up the head and cuddle it, right? And I'm looking at the belly plate because I just love how that belly plate turned out. Oh, I'm in love with the belly plate. Okay, so which one did I just wash? Maybe this one. So this is my sponge that I used for the yellow before. As you can tell, it has been used for red and maybe a bit of purple, it looks like. So I know a lot of people have different sponges, and this has been washed, so that's why it's already fat, because I washed it. Oh, where'd that blue come from? Mayday, mayday! Blew off of there. So yeah, I washed it. Oh, there's a little bit of blue there, dude. We don't want that. It was on the brush. That's my mistake. Okay. So, what I like to do is I start up at the top of the belly plates. I'm sorry for another long video, but if you don't want to watch it, just skip around. There's a hair up there. Okay, so you might be wondering, like, if you've never had a doll with a belly plate, there's a hole here and a hole here, and 2 holes on this side, and then 2 holes on the other side as well. I like this new wraparound style. This is amazing. I haven't tried it yet, of course. But I put ribbon in it, just like super thin, I don't even know, 3mm, I guess, ribbon. And I use a doll needle, which is a 5-inch. I use a 5-inch doll needle, probably smaller than that. There you go. Put it through with the ribbon, and then I pull it through, and then I tie a knot on the back, and that way you can tie on the belly plate, and then it's easily removed as well. So that's one thing that I like about that too. Not all belly plates come with the holes already in them. Like I will usually put the needle through the vinyl myself with the ribbon and make a hole. And I just eyeball, make sure that they look symmetrical. And that's what I do. So not every kit comes with a belly plate. If it does come with a belly plate, I do charge a little extra. Of course, I gotta charge a little extra because I'm gonna be painting it, so I charge a little extra for belly plates. More if it's a full torso. because that's a lot more to paint as well. It's almost, if it's a full torso, it's almost like painting another kit. Full kit with it, you know, kind of thing. No, I don't charge it overly, you know, a little less than I charge to paint a full kit. I'm just gonna go ahead and go all the way across. Hope that it doesn't dry on me. There we go. A little bit of dry paint again. There we go. Got it. Oh. Oh, I'm just so in love with this belly plate. Like, I want the belly plate instead of the baby. It's weird. Just really love the belly plate. I'm an unusual so-and-so, don't worry. Okay, so this is how the belly plate looks. Hopefully it is focusing. I can't tell. It looks not focused, but it could be. I don't know, just me. The sun's really shining today. I think the best time would be like probably when the sun's starting to go down. Right now it's just like over going over the house. So yeah, I think that looks really nice. Alright, so I'm gonna grab her head. Ooh. I have this thing balancing on a box, so it wants to, my drying rack wants to fall off. Okay, the hard thing is positioning this with her belly plate. Ooh, keeping her head attached. There's a little red spot of paint there. If it were, like, to be honest, if that were a baby, this wasn't, like, already reserved, I would probably have that little red spot. Like, they call them little liver spots. I've got little liver spots here and there. I don't know if babies have liver spots, but I would leave it. So I kind of like that. I like the blemishes and stuff, you know. I tried to give her a little bit of a blemish next to her eye, like in the actual photos. She's got like a little red spot there. But with these new layers, it's gotten a bit buried, but that's okay. It's still kind of there, so. I don't know, what do you think? Is she looking good? I know I posted some pictures of her a few layers back, like a lot of layers back. And people in the group, other artists were like, oh, I would leave her, she looks beautiful, but I'm thinking like, no, she's not even ready. Like, I've only painted 6 layers, there's no way. She does need darker lips. I need to darken her ears a bit, add more color to her. I might have to go over her creasing again. They don't look too bad, but they're definitely lighter than they were. So that's why in my other video I do the darker creases. Sorry, because otherwise with all the layers that you put on top, they're gonna get buried. They get colored over. There's a little bit of paint there. Here we go. So I think like I can see some of the veining now. But I didn't bother to do much in the back. As you noticed, when I initially start, I do like all of the veining all over. You can kind of still see a little, but I just wanted to deepen these a little bit more just so they match her belly plate. And oh, I am loving her. She is cute. I would keep her if she was a bit smaller. I don't really like the bigger babies too much. Like, for me, this is considered a bigger baby. Okay, I'm just trying to get a hair that's on her nose. So yeah, I think she's looking good. Otherwise, I do want to add a bit more color to her lips and her ears. Let me grab my Maddie here. Maddie's waiting for hair. She's got a bit of hair on her. She's waiting for her mohair to arrive. So this is my Maddie compared to my little sunburnt Charlotte here. She looks sunburnt compared to Maddie. Maddie looks like she's never seen the sun, or maybe a little bit, but yeah, Maddie's just waiting for her hair. And I was told that the hair was shipped and it should have been here yesterday or today. So it's not here. I have a few packages I'm waiting on as well, and they're not here either. And I'm not really sure. It's weird because like the US side, USPS says that it's been to Vancouver and on its way to the destination, like cleared customs. And then I go to Canada Post, put in the same tracking number, and Canada Post says that they're still waiting for the item from the US. So I really don't want to have to call them, but I just think they're going to tell me the same thing. Like, oh, well, this is all we know. But I'm hoping that they'll be here soon, because I did order some kits. I ordered 3 kits from somebody, and I kind of want to see them. So hopefully they'll arrive. I'm just showing her details. Isn't she just the cutest, though? She's just sweet. Okay, I'd better get off of here. I'm going to probably add a bit more. I need to do more like pink on her hands. Here's her little hand. I need to work on her nails a little bit more too. I cannot wait to see her matted though and not shiny anymore, because it's a big difference. Let me grab my Tessa really quick. Now, I said I was gonna go, but now I'm here again. Okay, so here's my Tessa. This is the Tessa head. Sheila, and I starts with an M, and I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyhow, this is looks like a boy to me. Not a girl, but looks like a boy. But believe it or not, this is a combi baby, of course. Started out looking shiny, just like Charlotte here. And then, but of course, this one's been matted now. Matted, sealed, rooted, of course, on top, and rooted eyelashes. I also painted, or glossed the lips. So, and you can see a little bit of skin texture. I'm trying to get that texture. You can definitely feel it. You can't really see it, but you can feel the texture still, so that's nice. I tried to, you can kind of see some glossiness still there, but that's from the soft gel, because it does make a nice pattern. Like it holds its shape or whatever. Oh, and I put a little heart. You can see a little heart right there. Because I normally put a little heart on the leg, but because this baby doesn't have legs, this is a cuddle baby. So I guess I could maybe on the cuddle, but I don't really want to do that. But anyway, I put a little heart here just so that people still, it's kind of my trademark thing. I put a little heart somewhere. Usually it's on the leg, because I don't have a leg. This one, it's just on the face or the neck here. On Holly, I put it up on her face more, as well as Little Treasure. But I thought this is a boy baby, so I put it down here. So that's the only difference. So this little guy is going to be available when I get my joints in. I do have a body ready, but I didn't realize I didn't have 55mm joints, so that's one of my most popular sizes that I use. So anyhow, the joints are in the mail from McPherson's. I ordered a kit as well, just to get that $100 and free shipping. I'm just gonna prop up his eyelashes a little bit. And anyhow, this little one will be available as a cuddle baby soon, so I better get back to work. I'm going to work on her nails a bit, and I'm going to work on her, she looks a little blah to me. I'm going to go study her photos as well, her reference photos of the real baby as well, and I might touch up her veining, or not her veining, her creases, sorry. Because with these yellow layers, I've kind of lost her creases a bit. So anyhow, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you for listening to this super long video.